So this is my iPad Pro. This is the M4 model from 2024. This is the latest generation iPad Pro still, and I'm going to go over what I think about this iPad after 5 months of using it. So I got this iPad on launch day. This is actually the first time that I've ever gotten an iPad on launch day, and so far I've been really impressed with it. I've had no major issues with it. There's a couple complaints that I'll go over in a few minutes. First, I'm just going to go over how this iPad has held up. So I did put a matte screen protector on it. This is a glass screen protector, and it did crack a little bit down here, but that's fine. It is a kind of cheap screen protector. This screen protector has worked really well, and I think that these matte screen protectors really help enhance the visibility of the iPad, especially in bright light, and it makes the iPad's display just feel a lot nicer. I had one of these on my 15 Pro when I used that too. But besides that, one thing that I like is the camera being at the top. I think that it just makes the iPad feel a lot more natural to hold like this, but it does make it feel less natural to hold like this because the camera will get like fingerprints on it and stuff if I hold it like that. So I do hold the iPad like this most of the time. So another thing that I've liked is the space black color. This is a really nice color. I have this camera lens protector on it. Not sure why, it doesn't really do much, but I just decided to put that on because I had it. I did get it engraved. This space black color has held up really well. It does get some fingerprints, but that's not really a big problem for me. It does get a little bit of wear on it, so near the charge port, I expected this to happen. It gets some scratches, and there's also a kind of bad dent right there. Besides that, it has held up really well in terms of, strength. It does not have any bend, at least that I can see. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah, that might be a little bent, but it does not affect how I use it. It's really impressive that this iPad is that thin. It's just crazy, and I like how portable this is. I've actually taken this more places than my last iPad Pro just because it's really portable. This is the 11-inch model, so of course. So the display, this is an OLED panel, which is, in my opinion, the best panel type right now because Mini LED, I thought it would take off. I was a really big believer in Mini LED in 2022 when it was still kind of new technology. But it does not look like Apple agreed. My MacBook Pro has Mini LED, and that display is amazing. This OLED panel is basically everything that Mini LED is, so it doesn't really matter. It might be a little bit more fragile, but I haven't had a big issue with anything like that. I don't have any burn-in on this panel yet either, so that's fine. No issues there. I have no problems to report with the OLED display. Colors are great, brightness is alright, pixel resolution, pixel distance, all that is fine. Viewing angles are great. It's everything that you'd expect from a modern Apple product. This OLED is every bit as good, if not better, than the latest iPhone's OLED. But yeah, besides that, this display has really thin bezels. It just looks really nice. So I'm going to go over battery life next. It's been great. So this iPad, I've never had to charge it twice in a day unless I really used it as much as I could. So it's at 80% now, and I've used this pretty much all day. It's almost 2 a.m. now. I don't mean I've been on it all day, but it's had standby time. I watched some YouTube on it earlier. Just general usage, it gets by the day just fine. The battery health recently dropped to 99%, and I have 66 charge cycles. So that's not half bad, I'd say. That works pretty well. I have the iOS 18 beta on this with Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence, in my opinion, right now is kind of a waste of time, but I hope it'll get better eventually. So yeah, that is kind of how this iPad has been. I'm also going to go over the Magic Keyboard case. So here it is. So I got the white color. I expected it to discolor, but it hasn't discolored a lot yet. I've been able to clean most of this off. I'm pretty sure this will just wipe off with some cleaning detergent. It has a small dent there that happened, I think, on the second or third day that I had the iPad, and it's got some staining right here that happened at some point. There's a lot of cat fur on it right now. There is really no, major damage on it. It's getting a little bit scratched up near the hinge, and the keys, they're all still there, unlike my original Magic Keyboard case. They all still work fine. This trackpad has been really nice to have. I've really enjoyed using this. I also have a clear case that I put on the iPad sometimes when I don't want to use a keyboard and trackpad. The trackpad is still not as good as the MacBooks, but it's not a MacBook, so that makes sense. And this seal has not degraded yet. I was kind of expecting this seal to get all, scratched up and maybe even fall apart after a few months, but not yet, maybe in the future. And that's about it. So the complaints that I have, no Wi-Fi 7. I recently upgraded to a Wi-Fi 7 router system. My iPhone supports it, not my iPad. That's kind of annoying considering this has the M4 chip. This is basically, every bit that the iPhone is. It just doesn't have some of these brand new features that the iPhone does. Wi-Fi 6E is still good. That's why it's a minor complaint. I really don't have that much else to say about it. I mean, I guess this is pretty much the perfect iPad for me. I think it's a really nice device. Probably going to try and keep this till like the next iPad redesign if I don't break it or something. But yeah, pretty nice product. I would recommend someone go out and buy this today. 256 gig base storage, that's amazing. Really thin, really light, really portable, that's amazing. It's basically everything that I wanted from the iPad Pro. So yeah, thanks for watching. Maybe Apple can make the corners a little bit more rounded because this does still dig into my hand. It's not like the 15 Pro's corners or the 16 Pro's corners, whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.